Imagine your happiness was dictated on just what happened to be whatever group you belong to. I know it sounds crazy, right? But that's how we are right now in our government. If you happen to be Republican or Democrat, that kind of determines your happiness, especially in the last, 8 years or so. It's pretty crazy, huh? I propose that we get rid of all the parties, we let everybody stand on their own merit, and that we don't have that control or power, and we get back to America where our government is trying to do good for us. All candidates should run on their own. They shouldn't be allowed to be affiliated and just sit in the background and ride on other coattails. They should have to actually do the work, the hard work. It's funny, BBC did an article and it was about the parties. And here we are in America thinking we're the great big powerhouse, and England is over there basically laughing at us because the parties are tearing us apart. Our government is more concerned with the control than they are doing what's right. I mean, a perfect example of that is how COVID was, handled. One side wanted to do one thing, another side wanted to do another, and the only people that suffered during that were, the citizens, and that's unacceptable. Whether you agree with Trump or you agree with Biden, it's immaterial. We are their primary focus, and yet they tend to focus on a cause of the weak. If you want to look any further, just look at immigration. Immigration is now taking a back seat, and yet it's a problem that has been around for a long, long time. Some people focused on it for a month or so, and it was, a big deal, and now all of a sudden it's in the background. It's amazing that, our government, they try to, I call it the shell game. They just move pieces around so to take your mind off of the real problems, and we have a lot of real problems in America. We need to no longer have these blind sheep just guided, by the rest of the party's, initiative. They need to have their own initiative. Not only do I propose that we get rid of the political parties, but I think that we treat the government going forward as a real job, a typical real job, where number one, they have to have goals and, ascertain, how they're gonna reach those goals. And we, the people, will hold them accountable. Once a month, they have to go onto a website, a government website that anybody can log on to and see the progress that that person is making, what they plan to do, how they plan to do it, and what are they doing to accomplish that. We have to do it in every other job. Every other job has checks and balances, yet here the government, they're free to do whatever they want for 4 years. And then even that, they still get a retirement, even if they basically get fired after 4 years. All these things need to change so that the people that do want to do good in the world, that will run for office, and they understand the expectations going forward that, hey, you're going to be held accountable by the people of America. And I think that this is one way that we'll be able to get a lot of things solved that just get put on the back burner. I think that anytime a politician is, taking, money from any corporation, they have to list it. They have to show the American people what they're taking, why they're taking it, what it's going for. Yet we don't do that. We could care less until it comes out in some scandal. Then all of a sudden we're appalled. But we don't hold them accountable every single day like our jobs do. I mean, our jobs, if you post something bad on social media, they have the right to fire you. Why is it that our politicians can make, sexist, racist, whatever comments, yet they're still in office? I mean, there's a call for them to quit, but we can't fire them. We have to wait 4 years to be able to fire them. Once again, I propose we get rid of this. We treat it like it's a business, because it is a business. It's our business. It's the American people's business. I touched on it earlier, immigration. Immigration is an incredibly huge topic, and yet we boil it down to build a wall or let everybody in. It's like there's no in between. How about we just focus on having good people become citizens in less than 10 years for, thousands and thousands of dollars? Just food for thought. But the people could vote on that if we put regular folks into office that are held accountable. No longer big wigs, because I can tell you, if a billionaire has to, make goals and can be coached and held accountable, he's probably just going to stay where he is and, make money off of the public and, his employees. So, like I said, I think that we should no longer allow the government to just sit back and put things on hold and just treat the American people like they've been treating them, no matter which side you're on. It's immaterial which side you're on. It's a crazy notion to think that very good things are turned down depending on who's in power, because the other side doesn't want to admit that it's a good idea. Once again, there's one continuous fact, and that is the only people that suffer are you and I, American citizens, and even undocumented. It doesn't matter who or what, or whether you're legal, you're not legal. We all suffer. If we make it nice, a nice country to live in, people are going to want to come here and they're going to want to be part of it, and they're going to try their very best to become citizens. There's just so many dominoes that can fall if we get rid of these parties and everybody works for one goal, and that is to make America great, to get back to where we were not a laughing stock by other countries, which is crazy. So, hopefully you agree with what I say. I understand that you may belong to a party that's not in office, or you may belong to a party that is in office, but take a deep, hard look and ask yourself, is that party truly the end all of end alls? I doubt that. So in conclusion, I submit to you that we dismantle these parties immediately. The candidates have to apply for the position again on a government website that we all have access to. And they have to list their goals, their aspirations, how they're going to go about doing it, and a timeline for when they're going to actually make those goals, a valid and successful point. I leave you with this. Let's get America back once again to being the great nation that it was, only better for everybody, and let's get rid of those parties. Thank you.